Are they not a part of the officially designated State Department delisted? Oh my God.
No way.
Wait, they never actually relisted them? Wait, so this entire fucking Houthi shit is... No, there's no way.
Oh!
Holy... That is so crazy. I think it's so funny when people were like, oh, that dude you interviewed fucking 10 months ago is actually secretly a Houthi terrorist. And he also like simultaneously is deeply anti-Semitic. It's like, dog, the Houthis, okay, have a banner that literally says curse the Jews on it. Why the fuck would this guy hide that if he is like a Houthi himself? Why would he fucking hide it at all? He's in Yemen. He could die at any moment. You know what I mean? Like, he's a 19-year-old in Yemen. He could literally be fucking assassinated by the American state on accident if he's like walking down the street to fucking grab an ice cream or something, okay, from the local bodega. Like, I don't think they have the same understanding of like political correctness that you do. And as a matter of fact, because they don't have the same understanding of political correctness that you do, sometimes the fucking Yemeni dude has tweeted shit that is like, you know, problematic. Okay. It's called it's called a bakala. Bakal.
Yeah, the idea that like him or really anyone over there is like, oh no, okay, I better like calm down. I'm going up for a job at BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
I should delete these tweets.
This person did an effort post on this. A thread of lies and misinformation about Hasan Piker's interview with Rashid al-Haddad or Tim Houthi Chalamet. Lie. Hasan interviewed a terrorist. Truth. He interviewed a Yemeni teen, Rashid al-Haddad, who had been dubbed a hot Houthi pirate by the internet. Hasan asked him at the start of the interview if he's part of the Houthi military, and he states that he's just a civilian. Rashid has clarified dozens of times how he's not affiliated with Ansar Allah in any capacity. He's merely a civilian teenager living in Yemen and making pro-Palestine TikToks. I'm not a terrorist. I'm a Yemeni citizen. I do not want war. I want peace. And just as I love peace in my homeland, I love Palestine to be free as it was. And yes, and you also want peace. So why does the war and siege in Palestine not stop? The question here is, who is the real terrorist? Here he is explaining this again in a Twitter Spaces. Racist Americans from the community of the pro-genocide streamer Destiny asked Rashid al-Haddad, are you a member of Ansar Allah? Rashid al-Haddad's response, no, I am just a Yemeni citizen who stands with Palestine. But because they don't fucking speak Arabic, they were like, there was a moment, I think, where he said something like, he said something like, yes, you know, the Houthis are Yemeni citizens.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, see, we got him, which is so fucking insane. Lie.
Yeah, someone I know translated that.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Rashid hijacked the galaxy. Truth. The Houthi government hijacked the galaxy and turned the sea ship into a tourist attraction, inviting the public to visit for a small fee. Rashid and hundreds of other Yemeni civilians visited the ship. He filmed this TikTok while on board. This video shows a crowd of tourists waiting to board the Galaxy Leader. The problem is when people see this, they go, oh, see, they're all terrorists. They love the terrorism that the fucking Ansar Allah government did. When ultimately, like, yeah, of course, the people think that what fucking the Ansar Allah administration is doing, even if they're not a part of it, in terms of like resisting against Israel's genocide in Gaza, is a good thing overall. Yes, if you understand anything about the region, you will recognize that like people who are warring parties, people who literally not that long ago were fighting a civil war, put down their arms and were like, no, you guys got this. You know, congratulations, you're doing the right thing. So you just, you know, to put this into a framework that I guess Westerners could potentially understand, there is bipartisan support for resisting against Israel's occupation and genocide.
Yeah. Hamas's political wing and Iran and Hezbollah were on complete opposite sides in who they supported in Syria.
Yeah.
Like there are so many instances of this.
Yeah.
Across the region. And just for this kid,
or even like the fact that Hamas are fucking like they're Sunni. They're not even Shia.
Right.
Like they're not even a Shia sect.
But like for this kid specifically too, this is like something that like Americans in general never afford people like this, is the idea that they have relationships and friendships and the regular social relations that like anyone who is even tangentially involved with like politics or even interested in it in their country might have. That it is ridiculous to think that this kid may know people in Ansar Allah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like everyone is just deemed a full member and therefore an evil Jew-hating terrorist.
Yeah.
Just by pure proximity.
Here is another lie. Rashid was with the ship's crew. Truth. He never met the crew. He saw a viral video of a man singing and playing an oud from what looks like a boat with an Asian man beside him chewing khat. It was falsely captioned as a video of the Galaxy crew. The caption claimed the Asian man was the Galaxy's captain, but the captain is Bulgarian. Yet another viral video purports to again show the Galaxy crew with the Houthi. Whether or not the Houthis party with their hostages is unknown, but Rashid believed they had, and relayed to Hasan, he says they, the Houthis, hung out with the crew and even charmed them.
From what we know, they seem to be treated a lot better than how Israelis treat their detainees.
Yeah.
I know that because no one yet seems to have made any accusation of Ansar Allah sexually assaulting the crews of these ships.
Yeah. Lie. Rashid hates Jews. Truth. While the Houthis do have very anti-Semitic slogan, Rashid is not a Houthi and does not share this view. He respects and appreciates anyone who supports the Palestinian people and has no ill will towards anyone except genocide supporters. Our problem is not like he was doing when we were having this conversation. He was doing this like post. He's like, our problem is not with all Jews. I also specifically asked him, like in that interview, where I was like, "What do you think about Jewish people? What would you say if I were to tell you that like Jewish people lead the anti-Zionist protests here in America? Like, is that shocking to you? Is that confusing to you? How do you feel about that?" And he was like, "Oh no, I love them. It's great. I would like to clarify that any Jewish person, Christian, Muslim, anyone who is innocent, we will never hurt them. We will protect them and ask them what they want, what they lack, and what they need. Stand with the oppressed. The Zionist tries to hide behind the Christian or the Jew or the innocent, and we understand everything. There are Jews with us, and there are Christians with us. When we say Zionist, we do not mean the innocent Jew or the innocent Christian. We mean the ones who kill children. I would like to make it clear that I did not say that I hate Jews, but I hate every Zionist who kills children, even if he is a Muslim and does what Israel does. We will all be against him," which is, again, very funny that like he's like, yeah, he's like effort posting here and trying to be like, listen, guys, I want to clarify something. Like a 19-year-old in Yemen, okay?
Yeah, just like, okay, I mean, Aisha already pointed this out a week ago, but like making someone who like has experienced pretty much like the worst humanity has to offer.
Yeah, like mass famine.
Thanks to an American-backed, both logistically and diplomatically, incursion into his country, making them like do these posts over and over and over again. It's not the worst thing America has ever subjected them to, but
it is pretty,
there's something profoundly grotesque about it.
Yeah. No, it is pretty funny. So he's a liar, not that it's a big deal. What do you mean he's a liar? Why? Okay. If the dude who literally is from a country where he could very easily just be like, fuck the Jews, I don't care, kill them all. He could say that if he wanted to. What is going to happen to him? He is literally in Yemen. Do you understand? He doesn't have the same like association with the problematic nature of these sentiments. Do you get that? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like clip chimps are activated. Okay, shut the fuck up, clip chimps. He said he took over a boat, didn't he? No, he said, I think he was just talking about like the video that he fucking saw personally. There's a lot that gets lost in translation. I don't know. I don't fucking speak Arabic. Okay, so ultimately you'd have to go back, get an Arabic speaker who was listening to the conversation. For me, it was Fuad, but get another Arabic speaker if you don't trust his interpretation, and then tell me, and then come back to me. Okay? I don't think he ever said he took a boat. Here he says in Arabic that he would welcome Jews back into Yemen. He does not believe they should have been driven out in the first place. What if the Yemeni Jews wanted to return to Yemen? Would we allow them to return? He replied, yes, we allow them. Here he addresses Ethan Klein's accusations of anti-Semitism.
It's just like this kid's formative memories were like American-made F-15s, like flying in the sky, dropping 2,000-pound bombs, And this guy who makes like $10 million a year selling Pootie Tang's outfits is like, you have to apologize to me.
Like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. People will say like, oh, it's Hasan, you're Muslim, you're from that area. That's why you like have a double standard on anti-Semitism across the board. But it's like, even if this was the most anti-Semitic human being you have ever encountered in your life, you cannot.
Yeah.
What about all the American Jews that agree 100% of what you're saying with? Is that not enough? No, I mean, that's not enough for people who still are being like, nah, you don't understand. This guy is a fucking terrorist, and you love terrorism, and you love doing terrorism in America. Islamist fundamentalism in America. I did not mean the Jews, but the Zionists. Do not confuse everyone. I respect every Muslim Jew who stands for the truth, and I will do everything I can to protect him. Lie. Rashid hates LGBTQ people and supports killing them. Truth. While Houthis have been accused of gay lynchings, Rashid is not a Houthi and does not share their views on LGBTQ. Here he is explaining. Racist Destiny fan asked Rashid al-Haddad what he thinks about queers for Palestine. We stand with anyone who stands with Palestine, no matter how they identify. Lie. Hasan lied or changed the story about Rashid. Truth. Hasan initially thought Rashid was a Houthi since people refer to him as Timothy Chalamet. His plan was to ask the pirate tough questions about the hijacking. So, however, Hasan soon learns Rashid is not a Houthi. And like in the beginning, when I was like talking to him about One Piece and shit, or even said like, I don't have an issue with what the Houthis are doing. I don't have an issue with what the Houthis are doing in terms of like resisting against Israel. That is something that I have said before. Okay. Like their civil governance or their opinion on other matters does not fucking matter in this situation overall. This is an entire fucking area that is like directly bombed by America now, American allies, and before UAE and Saudi Arabia. They have withstood tremendous fucking material harm for a very long time. Having said that, however, if he was like, yeah, I'm a Houthi militant, I think my line of questioning would definitely be different after, getting him a little bit more comfortable. But it doesn't matter ultimately. Here, Ethan shares 2 clips of Hasan talking about Rashid, claiming that prove Hasan lied. In actuality, one clip, white sweater, was 10 months ago before the interview. The other clip, black t-shirt, was last week. Ethan desperately scoured Destiny subreddit again, lol, to find some imagined gotcha for Hasan after everyone laughed at him when his little takedown episode failed to produce the views of the outcome he desired. Lie. Hasan did a puff piece not asking any tough questions. Truth. Hasan treated Rashid like a civilian kid who was not a terrorist and has nothing to do with the actions of the Houthis. He asked lighthearted questions to humanize Rashid and show that he is just like us. Hasan tried to impress upon us that our tax dollars fund the genocide of innocent kids in Yemen and Palestine. He treated Rashid as a child survivor of war and famine who wants peace. They discussed anime, junk food, visiting the ship as a tourist, and other lighter topics. Lie. Hasan compared genocidal terrorist to Holocaust victim Anne Frank. Truth. He compared 2 innocent teens who lived through a genocide while documenting their lives. Neither Rashid nor Anne Frank ever hurt anyone. Neither are terrorists. They're just both civilian kids. And the only thing that they can fucking point to in terms of this shit is literally the fact that he owns a gun. And he's in like combat fatigues. And they're like, oh, he's in combat fatigues and he owns a gun. Yeah, dude. Yemen has the second highest gun ownership rate per capita after the United States of America. Notice how the number 1 place is the United States of America in that situation. And also, it is additionally fucked up because despite Hila serving in the IDF, I have always been so fucking graceful with my commentary over that stuff and have literally yelled at people for calling her like a fucking Nazi baby killer or whatever and banned people in this chat for saying shit like that. And I've called that unhinged time and time again. I've never once been like, Hila is a terrorist because she was also pictured in combat fatigues with a fucking weapon, you know? But that's it. That's the distinction. That is the difference. Like, I see the humanity in both people in this circumstance, but if you don't see the humanity in the other, you will literally arrive at this conclusion.
As a gotcha, I saw that he said that
Shut the fuck up, chat. Stop. Oh my god.
As a gotcha, I saw that he said that like guns aren't cheap. And it's like the AK is like buying a fucking Audi, famously. It's just impossible to get a hold of those in periphery nations.
In Yemen too, by the way. Yeah, all of your responses are out of context if you don't actually watch his videos in full. Oh my god, dude. I'm not going to fucking shut up. Just shut up. It's done. Yes, I'm afraid of Ethan's intellectual prowess. He's going to destroy me in the marketplace of ideas, and that's precisely why I'm like not looking at these videos, and not because it's like utterly unproductive to watch it, and I've addressed it over and over and over and over again. It doesn't matter. This was the
How did he find the clip of me talking about the forward? I feel like that was months ago.
No. It was last time you were here.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I guess I talk about the forward like every other time.
No, you were talking about like
the video where the guys like.
Also, here's another fucking ironic situation. I have an interview, or not even just an interview, but like I have probably 10,000 plus hours documenting instances of Israel's genocidal actions in Gaza, Israel's actions in Lebanon and whatnot. And you're going to tell me that he actually made an honest fucking assessment because he clipped like 30-second instances to claim that I'm like, to claim that I have fucking denied that any rape could have ever happened on October 7 when I fucking did not. I just simply talked about the New York Times reporting on the matter being literally not up to par, up to standard, an assessment that New York Times journalists actually came up with themselves. And not only that, but like, what do you mean? Oh, I'm not even watching his videos. Like, he watched them out of context. The fuck are you talking about? Like, what do you think? Like, he has the sum total of my opinions here? I've literally personally talked to him about half the shit that he considers now to be things that I hold as my worldview. Half the stuff we addressed in our last conversation that we had, person to person. Anyway, do you think this is normal to obtain an AK in combat fatigues in poverty-stricken Yemen without being affiliated with the Houthis? Guns are expensive as fuck. Dude, there's so much evidence this dude's a Jew-hating terrorist. Just say you support the Houthis, stand on your shit, but do you really think it's crazy for me to be uncomfortable glorifying this guy? Fuck off.
How much does he think a green shirt costs? Like,
I don't know.
Oh my, he has combat fatigues. What is he supposed to be wearing, asshole? A fucking loincloth?
Yeah, it's so.
Is he supposed to be dressed up like Tarzan, you fucking idiot?
Yeah, it's just weird that like people are like, hey, I know he's like, he put together a compilation of bad faith clip chimps, including but not limited to a fucking unlisted YouTube link titled HasanAbi. Okay, but you on the other hand need to go through that fucking 3-hour process instead of just like highlighting what the main talking points were and address them as you have a million times over. If you were genuinely interested in the fucking truth, you could personally, the Philly D Times time, it wasn't about the forward. No. He was referencing this. He was referencing Ethan when talking about like the genre of forward authors that fucking cry about their wife being captured or whatever.
I think like anyone who does our general job, and especially someone like
it's something that he's brought it's something that Felix has brought up before,
him who
he said, only make outfit. You're getting called out.
I have like 50 of these outfits. I have so many
like
white
a cartoon
t-shirts
character.
I have like 85 copies of this outfit.
And what's so wild about this like Rashid situation is that like tomorrow he could just be like, yeah, dude, I fucking actually am anti-Semitic. And then everyone will be like, see, we told you. It's like up until this very moment, the only reason why you've caused me to fucking defend this issue over and over again is because people hold this over my head like a goddamn cudgel because they don't give a fuck about what the hell is going on in the world and only want to use this as an opportunity to try and fucking deplatform me. Okay, that's it. Like I have no control over a 19-year-old teenager in Yemen and what dynamic views they might have over the course of their lives. Okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they act like I'm his guardian or his like manager or some shit.
He's actually signed to WME.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got him signed to my agency.
It's an Ari Emanuel direct client.
Yeah. Well, he does work with the Saudis, as you talked about.
That is true. Me and Kareem Zidane
did talk about that on your episode. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the woke guy, but then he like fucking bought the UFC and was like, never mind, we're no longer woke.
Yeah. And Saudi Arabia and Iran just did a joint military exercise. Is WME going to represent the hated Ayatollah? It's in the cards.
Yeah.
Ari Gold from Entourage will be involved.
Honest question, did you throw out all your Teddy Fresh? No, I literally have a fucking Teddy. That's the funniest part about this. As Ethan fucking keeps talking about how anti-Semitic I am, I have a literal fucking Teddy Fresh rug right behind me. That's how little I fucking care about this subject matter, okay? Like I literally just like, who cares? Who gives a shit? It's not anything that I haven't heard a million times over. Okay. That's the reason why I don't fucking like talking about this in general, because I think it's like really fucking dumb and really unproductive. And for the record, it is fucking Islamophobic, just so you understand. Just because I don't fucking bring this shit up because I don't want to come across like I'm fucking crying about some shit like this, because the reality is no one gives a fuck in the United States of America, especially. But it is very Islamophobic. It doesn't stick in the same way to other people. It sticks when you're Arab. It sticks when you're Muslim. It sticks when you're wearing a fucking hijab, way worse than anything else. Okay? If people were trying to act like Asmongold was an Islamist fundamentalist or whatever the fuck, everyone would laugh at you. But when you say that about a dude whose name is Hasan, all of a sudden, people are like, maybe he is. Didn't he say that 9/11 thing?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we've talked about this a bunch of times, and there is no way nor any value out of determining who is like the quantitatively like most oppressed at any given moment in America, right? But one of the forms of bigotry that you receive the least employment and social consequences for is anti-Islam and anti-Muslim, anti-Arab, anti-Iranian, anti-whatever subject of the American empire.
Yeah. Osman Gold, you're on Israeli news today. I don't give a fuck, dude. Yeah, I have a question. Since it made Israeli mainstream news, the Houthi music video you showed was made before January 2024 when the State Department designated them as terrorists. So if we go by State Department standards, it wasn't terrorist propaganda. Is that a correct statement? Yes. That is the other part of it, that like, I think the Tim Houthi Charlemagne interview also is like either before that designation or right as that designation came back. Joe Biden actually took the Houthis off the fucking terrorism watch list. That's another part of this fucking puzzle. And then only put it back on because he wanted to do Operation, what do you call it? Protecting Amazon Prime. Yeah.
What was the music video? Ship?
No, it was the one where they're like, send us all your weapons when they're referencing Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But it's like virtually impossible to explain to like a person who was uninitiated. They just see like brown guy with guns, don't know that like Yemen withstood famine and genocide caused by Saudi Arabia, another Muslim country, by the way. And that like that video is literally a direct response to Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Doesn't matter though. Wait. Are they not a part of the officially designated State Department delisted? Oh my God.
No way.
Wait, they never actually relisted them? Wait, so this entire fucking Houthi shit is... No, there's no way.
Oh, look what we did right after 9/11. We delisted the Japanese Red Army. We're back.
Yeah.
Khmer Rouge delisted by William Jefferson Clinton O'Bungler.
So wait, so what is this? So like they never relisted it? That doesn't make sense. I thought they did relist it. Terrorist designation of the Houthis, January 17th. Department of State today is announcing the designation of Ansar Allah, commonly referred to as the Houthis, as a specially designated global terrorist group effective 30 days from today. Oh, it wasn't a designated terror group when I interviewed him. There we go.
No.
It wasn't a designated terror group, even if he was a Houthi, which he isn't. He literally was arrested by the Houthi government, for the record, but that's besides the point.
So they're like too lazy to relist them.
That's so funny. They just didn't update the website.
This is so Brandon. This is so Brandon. One of these days, Brandon.
Yeah. So yeah, at the time of my interview, technically, even if he was a Houthi, which he wasn't, and I don't think he is, even if he was a Houthi, it still would not have been a officially designated terror organization. So I guess it doesn't really fucking matter, you know? They didn't update the website for the ETIM either that they delisted.
Man, everyone in the federal government has Brandon syndrome.
Yeah.
I forgot, man.
The goalposts still move. Yeah, I know. It doesn't fucking matter. Because ultimately, the entire point is, the entire point of this conversation is not necessarily that, like, dude, the entire point of this conversation isn't even that I'm like legitimately anti-Semitic. They don't fucking believe that. You think Destiny, who makes a shit ton of Holocaust jokes, that tracks as way more anti-Semitic than anything I could have ever said. I've never said anything even remotely that could be translated in a similar fashion. You think that guy actually cares about anti-Semitism? Get the fuck out of here. Not only does he not give a shit about that, he doesn't give a shit about anything. He's just using it as an opportunity to be like, see, bully this man. Just like he fucking would say the N-word as a flex, while simultaneously fucking coming after me for, yeah, I mean, this is Destiny himself. 2019, from his own fucking chat logs in his own community saying genocide, you know.
What's a Russell search? That's like something that would be used in SVU.
No, this is like a website that logs like communications in general.
Just all communications?
Just like, I think this is his own like Twitter channel or his like DGG or whatever.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope it is not getting my FromSoft group chat.
It's not. I don't think it's logging you from something.
All right.
It's his personal Gab. Yeah, it's his personal Kiwi Farms.
I'm thinking about getting on Gab.
Yeah.
I think now's the time. I think that Truth Social and Blue Sky should merge. I think you should be able to glomp President Trump.
Dude, one of the funniest things that I've seen is all these like edgy fucking accounts. Like there's a shit ton of Nazis on Twitter. But but what was shocking to me is how many of those Nazis who say stuff like, you know, the IQ difference between, you know, a Latin American and a white person in America is like so severe. They can never integrate to our culture and stuff. Like without an even shred of fucking irony, turning around and tweeting hysterically about like my statements on Israel being anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I know.
Like that mutant guy, that like fucking classic like alcoholic edgy poster on Twitter. So many of those guys literally like they go from saying the N-word to I can't believe this guy said Israel is doing a genocide. Like someone needs to kill him now.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that. Like there are like there's like a smattering of posters I'll see where it's like we're from the edgy side of the ADL.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's just like very odd. Very odd to see these like edgy boys fucking, you know, repeat the same thing that like a 98-year-old Republican thinks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
This is not your father's conservatism. This is a new movement. That's why I sound exactly like Dick Cheney.
Yeah, that is the problem with like trying to make like just being a Republican countercultural.
Yeah.
You're just like, how many things can you say that Eric Cantor also said? Well, you know, spicing them up.
Yeah. Well, it's about like unshackling some of the dog whistles, right? Because like then you get to be edgy. Like,
yeah.
Instead of saying like, you know, police in high crime neighborhoods have to be aggressive, you just say like black people are inferior and deserve to be like, you know, bullied in violent means. And then you unrestricted like the underlying principle there, but you're basically saying the same shit Ben Shapiro's saying. You know what I mean?
You know, if I was a conservative though, like conservatives were, you know, maybe they appeared a bit dorkier when they, you know, the dog whistle was more dog whistly.
Yeah.
But like they won. They won in blowouts. And, you know, George H.W. is cooler than any Republican in office today. He sold coke. He fucked tons of women.
Yeah.
He had tons of affairs.
He might have killed JFK.
He probably did kill JFK.
Yeah.
He was one of the youngest Navy pilots ever. You know, the guys who sang Elvira, they're cool. I think that, again, you know, if not for politics, I would have loved to have been a Republican in 1993. Just because I think their whole thing is so cool. But it's not anymore.
God damn, dude. Holy shit.